kitty. Alright. Antonio Julian Meldanin, and thank you once again for joining me. My name is Lord Aramil, and today, it's a very good question. We got a couple things that I wanted to discuss, maybe, a little bit of chit chat, this, that, and the other. Of course, I'm going to give it a couple minutes for people to trickle in, see that I'm live. Oh. So last night, I tried out a new method of charcoal burning, which should be hopefully more efficient than previous. Basically, I took one of those big old-fashioned metal trash cans, filled it with chunks of wood, and then had a small bonfire around that, having capped it. So, yeah, that's a lot of wood. I don't know if anybody truly realizes how many little chunks of wood go into a full-size metal trash can. But it's a high number, let me tell you. I'm really looking forward to it as well because, I don't know, there's something about the smell of it too, because it's almost all, like, I'm going to say 99% of it is oak that I have, we've got a bunch of big oak logs that we were given that got chopped down pretty recently. And I just dice it up into little, like, plates. And from there, I just chop it up into little chunks. So I'm really hoping that works because lump charcoal is almost impossible to get right now. At least in the store. I'm sure somewhere online I could probably find it, but that would be more than likely more expensive. So I'm just gonna try and make it myself. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that works, and it really smells good. It has that barbecue scent almost. They say, like, the smoky scent, really. And it's really nice, I gotta say. So, at some point, I also want to try I'm going to, big quotation marks, primitive charcoal burning method, where I believe you dig a pit, okay? You put a lot of logs and wood and whatnot in the pit. You cover it with a thin layer of clay, and then you have a fire on top of that. I really want to try that at some point, but I don't. I'll have to do more research. Is basically what it boils down to. Engineering, engineering, yeah. Oh, just got my kitty. Got my kitty. Got some tea. Yes. The tea is hot. But we're gonna stay out of politics. Yeah, I'm drinking tea today instead of Dr. Pepper because I am trying really hard to cut back on how much sugar I drink and all that stuff. Which isn't fun. It's dumb. Spent so long building up my brand. It's the Dr. Pepper guy. Alright. Anyways. I guess now is as good a time as any to get into the meat of things. So I've got an idea for I guess a series of videos on places in D&D that haven't gotten enough love and attention. Alright? So, these are places that are not only just cool, but just aren't talked about as much as they should be. Like, everybody knows about Waterdeep. Everyone knows about Baldur's Gate. Um, there's plenty of people who know about Sharn, City of Towers, or whatnot. But there's so many other really cool places that I feel deserve a bit of the limelight. Yes, yes, they do. Like my first, or what gave me the idea in the first place is this place called the Rock of Brawl, which is effectively a giant well, I shouldn't even say giant. It is a large asteroid, about a mile across, and it's for spell jamming. It's for the spell jammer. Sorry. Professional YouTuber. Not really. It's for the spell jamming set. Depending on the DM, it's either in the Casa sphere or the Realm sphere. So either it's in the crossroads of everything, or it's above the Forgotten Realms world of Toril. It's kind of debated. It really depends on your DM, but it could go either way, really. I think officially it's supposed to go in the Casa sphere, but you know, it really is just up to you, and well, more importantly, up to the DM. But I started this because, or I got on this track of thought because unfortunately, spell jamming, excuse me, hasn't made it past AD&D yet. Apparently, there's vague rumors of uh, a spell jamming supplement for 5th ed, which would be really cool. Uh, kind of frustrating that it didn't make it into 3.5 because I run 3.5, so I'd really like more. But I realize that they're not going to be coming out with any more 3.5 materials. That's just something that I've had to, make peace with. But the Rock of Brawl is really kind of cool. It basically is a pirate haven turned merchant hub. It's like where the pirates retired to and became, you know, halfway legitimate. Oh, oh, it's so good. Such a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh. But yeah, it's really cool, and I had never heard of it before I kind of really delved into the whole spell jamming thing for a campaign. So I figured, hey, I maybe should, help bring this to some people's attention. Because I do follow and watch quite a few videos of people who do lore videos and even location videos for D&D. And none of them had ever mentioned the Rock of Brawl as far as I'm aware. Okay. I am so loved. So the Rock of Brawl is definitely one spot that I wanted to show off. And I kind of, well, I want to pre-record a few videos, obviously, just so that I'll have some stock and can do it regularly. Uh, these will definitely not be live videos. I want to have a very clean and presentable piece. But that really brings me to the big question of the day: is what's your favorite place in any D&D setting uh, that doesn't get enough attention? Like, if it has its own book in 3.5, 4th ed, or 5th ed, then this is probably not what I'm going for. But there are a lot of places in D&D that just are really cool, but don't get enough attention. You know? Yeah. Let's see. I was also thinking about doing a couple more in Eberron because at least one in Eberron, I should say, because Eberron kind of I feel gets set aside in favor of Forgotten Realms, and I can understand why. Eberron is not nearly as fleshed out, but I'd like to do a little something. That's good tea. Musings. But yeah, if you have a favorite location that doesn't get enough screen time, quote unquote, uh, put down in the put it down in the comments section because I'd really like to explore some of these areas in the process of making a video and put out videos that people want to see, people want to hear about. It's kind of the important part, right? Uh, yeah, today's just a really quick bit of musing, really. I don't have much to say, I'm afraid. I guess after ooh, how many months of musing, I kind of ran out of things to say. I could go back to my notes and break a few of those out. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe. I haven't talked about city builders yet. Alright. But I will spare you that for today. Uh, so, until we meet again, dear friends, farewell.